Some beautiful spellbinding women are entering the room. Welcome, welcome everyone. Get comfortable, make this a vibe. That is my best advice to you, is just make your space a vibe right now. Get your tea, get your snack, whatever you want. I am pro snack. I am pro coffee, tea, cacao, wine. Light a candle, light some incense, make this a vibe. Can you guys just let me know in the chat real quick if you can hear what I am saying, so that I know that everything, the transmission is coming through clear?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Yeah, hey! Oh my God, so many space right now. Wow, you guys are taking my breath away. Wow, this is powerful, powerful, beautiful women here today. I'm so excited to share with you what I have in store. It really just came to me in about the span of 24 hours, why I wanted to share this, what I was going to share with you ladies today, why it's important for women to be exposed to these tools, to these techniques, to these practices. We have some amazing women coming into the room. Could you guys let me know in the chat box where you're tuning in from? We have this amazing international constellation of women from all over the world, all different time zones. So please, like, while women are coming in, let me know in the chat where you're tuning in from. Beautiful. Charlottesville, Virginia. Elise, hello, sweetheart. So good to have you here. Elise, I go way back to university days in Virginia. So good. I'll just ask you guys to please mute yourselves. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I'm on my phone today. I wanted to try that because I like, I don't know, I just want to try it today. So I'm on my phone, so I'm just figuring out a few things, but this is amazing. Genoa, Italy, from Marina. Ciao, Bella. Ashley's tuning in from Geneva, Switzerland. We have Amanda coming in from Santa Fe, New Mexico, such a magical part of the world. Ursula's in Italy, just around the corner from me, I think. Christina from Mykonos. Wow, that's so amazing. And Ashley is in Florida. Hello, beautiful spellbinding women. This is for you today. I want to blow your minds. I want to give you so much. Please have a notebook if you want to take notes. You will get the recording. You know, some folks are so strict. They're like, I don't want you to take notes. I just want you to be present. Well, you know what? Take some notes, because the things that pop out to you the most in this presentation, you want to make a note of those. You want to write those down. You want to be able to, you know, go back and listen to the recording again, but something else is going to pop out at you, right? Because you'll be at a different stage in your journey. So take some notes today. Take like the aha moments, right? Those like breakthrough moments that you have. Wow. Welcome. Women, beautiful, beautiful women. Why are we here? Why are we here today? I'm going to get emotional. Wow, already. We're here to connect with that part of you that knows who she is and gets what she wants. Okay, we are here to be that woman. We're here to fully embody that woman who knows who she is in this crazy, wild world. And she gets what she wants. She gets what she wants in a way that is aligned with integrity. Okay, like, we're white witches here, you know. I think that I want to say, like, these are powerful tools and techniques I'm teaching today. We use them for good. Can we pledge? I will use these tools for good and not for evil. Thank you, goddesses. Yes, because the spellbinding woman knows the power of her vibration, okay? And she knows the power of her impact and her influence on the world because of her energy and her vibration. She leaves a magical impression everywhere she goes, okay? The spellbinding woman, people remember her, even if they just meet her once. Opportunities fall into her lap. It's like, wow, how is she doing that? How is she so magnetic? How did she get invited to do that? Like, we're in awe of the spellbinding woman because it's like doors continue to open for her. It's like a red carpet is rolled out for her. and the universe is laying flowers at her feet. People want to be around her. She's successful. She loves life. She has a mystique about her, a charm, a power, a freedom. She's different from other women in a really good way, okay? In a really good way. I'm just letting another spellbinding woman into the room. I have been feeling energetically, I feel this communication coming in from Spider. Okay, I've been having like energetic conversation and dialogue with Spider. And Spider energy to me really encapsulates the divine feminine creatrix power to weave a story in this world, to weave a powerful energetic field that literally just catches things in her web. Okay, the spellbinding woman, she's really letting life come to her, and she's able to capture everything she wants in that web. And it's like she has this beautiful crystalline grid of a web expanding out from her in every direction, and the world cannot help but come and meet her there and get trapped in the web and love it and want it. Okay, and they're adoring her and they're throwing money at her, whatever it means to you and your web and what you want to capture and receive from life. Because we're women, we get to talk a lot about receiving in this class today. And that's part of our magic. That's part of our magic, and we're gonna really anchor that. Okay, I'm here because I want to help you get more of what you want in life. And I want you to walk away from this masterclass with so many insights and tools and new information on how to do that, that literally you can start changing your life today with what we're learning in the next hour. And it's really exciting to me to give this as a gift in honor of so many women who are showing up to actually learn this about their potential and about their life. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy because the other reason why we're here today is because of my personal journey with this. And I wouldn't be sitting here with my iPhone set up in this cute little corner of my apartment to talk to you guys about it unless I had lived it and it changed my freaking life. I'm going to try not to use swear words because some mamas might be in the room with some little ones, and we want to totally respect that. So, oh, beautiful. And Rebecca saying she's here from Englewood, Colorado. Okay, so a little bit about my story, because I want you to know that this isn't just coming from like binge listening to Abraham Hicks or having read a few books and finding this really interesting and like regurgitating it to you. I've had a 5-year journey with this information today, and I just want to tell you a little bit about like where I was 5 years ago and how I got to be where I am now. 5 years ago, 2017, I was in a relationship with a man that I thought was going to be my husband. And I thought we were soulmates, and I thought we were twin flames. And I had gotten really wrapped up in a story of us being together. And part of that came from growing up in a home environment where there was a lot of dysfunction, a lot of abuse. It didn't feel safe. You know, if I'm being super real with you guys, there was like a lot of criticism, a lot of walking on eggshells, right, around my parents. I was experiencing a lot of verbal abuse and watching like physical domestic violence. And so when you're a child and you're going through that and you go through that over many, many years, it feels like, you just want to break free. You just want to break away. Like I would just fantasize about that all the time. Like I just want to be on my own and I will get my life in gear as long as I'm away from this environment. You know, I'm a fairly good person. I'm a fairly stable person. I want to help the world. I'm just going to wait till I'm 18 and I can leave this behind. And around the time I was 18, I met a guy, And a few years later, we were involved romantically. And he kind of swept me up into this alternate reality where he came from a family of a lot of political influence and wealth in the United States. His grandfather had been a senator for over 20 years and married briefly to Elizabeth Taylor. This was like old money politics. I lived with him on a 30,000 acre ranch in Colorado on the Utah border, which was desert and mountains and petroglyphs, and you could trip over arrowheads, and there were just stars everywhere and wildflowers and horses everywhere. And it was like a dream. And he also had a place in St. Bart's, and there were also places in other parts of the world. And being with him, it felt like, wow, now finally, after all those years and couple decades of feeling like my life, you know, I just wanted to break free like from my life. Like I felt so tortured and so held back and oppressed. I thought, wow, universe, this is my reward for all of that. And I just knew, I knew that the man would show up and he'd rescue me and he'd whisk me off into the sunset. And it didn't work out that way. He ended up being a really unsafe person to be around, and reminded me after a while, not at the beginning, but after a while it became clear he was like exactly like he had a lot of the traits and the attributes and the dynamics and energetics of what I had grown up around. And so my mind was blown when I started to see that I had moved across the world to be with this guy. I had had a promising career with the United Nations. I was working in England, in London at the time. And I was kind of like on a steady career track as a young woman. I felt I had some security. I had a master's degree under my belt. But now, after a couple of years of really trying to make it work with this guy, I had moved to America to be with him. I didn't have any experience on my resume the last 2 years. I was starting to feel really insecure about my life, what I was going to do next. I didn't have any more family really in the States at that point. Many of them have moved to Europe. And so I was really not wanting to leave that relationship. I really wanted to make it work. I thought, this is too weird. This is too much of like a strange coincidence. Like this can't possibly be happening to me all over again. And around that time, my older brother unexpectedly passed away of a heart attack. And I was really close with him. He was just coming to visit me in Colorado. I felt so excited that I was going to have a family member, a sibling to come and be with me in a tender, vulnerable time. And there was just this shock of losing a beloved man in my life, and one of the only men, in fact, I had ever felt safe around. And I thought, wow, now I'm really fucked. Now I'm really like, you know, I lost. Wow, I felt so lost. I felt so vulnerable. And I was totally broke. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a car. I didn't know what I was going to do next. I was grieving. I also had a lot of chronic pain going on in my life that no doctor was able to help me with. And this was really me at my lowest, you guys. This is totally me at my lowest, when like my dream, my illusion had been completely shattered. And about 5 years ago is when I decided, like, wow, actually, if this is a pattern and this is a cycle, I'm the common denominator here. So what's going on with me? And it was the first time in my life I had turned within to focus more on my inner healing and my personal journey and my inner work. And everything has changed since then. Okay, now only 5 years later, you know, not only do I have a job, I'm doing what I love. Every day I have ultimate freedom over my work. It's my private practice. I do feel like I'm making a positive influence in the world. I have my amazing husband, my soulmate, by my side now. He lives with me here in Switzerland, which I think is one of the most beautiful places on earth. And, you know, just as amazing, if not even more amazing as some of the other places I was living before. And I have so much abundance in my life. I have opportunities for adventure cropping up in my life all the time, things that feel fun. And yeah, and all of that happened over like the last 5 years. And it's really because of this inner work piece and this inner healing piece that I want to share with you ladies today. Because where, you know, what happened to me, really, I realized like the universe put me in that original situation to really show me and impress upon me, no, like you have everything to generate all of this within yourself. You can generate living in a beautiful part of the world. You can create abundance for yourself. You don't have to rely on a man. It really helped me find all those internal resources, right, to completely turn around my life, shift my life so that I have freedom and empowerment every single day. And not only that, but my central nervous system feels amazing. Like I'm not around any unfriendly people anymore either, which is great. And not only that, I live 20 minutes from my parents, and we actually have a workable, loving relationship today. And so a lot of that healing resulted from a lot of the inner work I was able to do around growing up in that environment. Okay, so this work creates so many miracles in our lives. It wasn't that long ago, I remember being so broke and so alone and so scared and not having friends, not having a community. And now look at all these amazing women who've decided to show up today and listen to this. It's incredible. Like I can't believe it. I can't believe this was only 5 years ago. So let's jump in. I'm going to have a sip of tea. Okay. Okay, ladies, so let's get spellbinding. What is the first element of the spellbinding woman? What is the first element? The first element, I believe, has everything to do with personal power. The more personal power you hold in your body, the more magnetic you are to the world, to your environment. And where does that power come from? It's really from looking at our pain. I mean, we're really diving right in here, ladies. So, you know, we're going straight to the juice here because I really need you to I need you to get where this is the most effective. You know, I want you to see results from this, which is why I'm going straight to the source, okay? Power, our power is in our pain. And the more personal power we have, the more energy we have, the more magnetic we are, and the more we're able to attract our dream life into our field. When I say pain, that you know, we're really looking at, you know, where's the pain? The pain is in the trigger. And I think a lot of us know by now how to define trigger, because we hear it more and more in like social political discourse. But a trigger is when you have an automatic impulse or reaction to an external stimuli. And usually it's the trigger it's a bit more intense than what the stimuli really elicits. Like it's a bit unbalanced, it's a bit more explosive, and it likely has something to do with a painful experience that you underwent at some point in your life. And so we feel triggered when we hear ourselves say, our inner voice, you know, I'm scared, I'm worried, I'm doubting myself, I'm feeling inferior right now. Okay, usually it comes up, it like bubbles up and we can't help it and we're triggered and it's like the jaw gets tense and like something bad is about to happen and you tense up and you're like a cat and you're like, ah! Those triggers are so powerful, you guys. There are untapped reserves of infinite energy on the other side of those triggers. You know, what can we say about triggers in general? Our bodies don't feel good when we're feeling triggered. And so if we're really tuning into our body, which is one of our superpowers, ladies, is really becoming aware of how you are feeling. Life is all about how you are feeling and how you're being, okay? So how are you feeling in that moment when you're stuck in traffic or your partner forgets something at the grocery store or your baby's crying? How do you feel in your body? How do you feel in your body? Okay. Examples. If you do hear a baby crying, so let's say it's a baby on an airplane. It's not our baby. It's not your baby, but you hear a baby crying on the airplane. You know, it's not normal really to become so irritated and so frustrated by that. Okay, a little bit of annoying, right? But if you're one of those people who like prays that you're not ever gonna have to hear a baby cry around you ever, maybe it's because as a child, you were punished or given the cold shoulder, or you knew that your parents just really, really resented it when you were upset and you didn't feel safe around it. And now you've grown up and you still don't feel safe around that. But you noticed it going on because in your body, you felt yourself get tense about that, right? That's an example of a trigger. Let's say that you can't look in the mirror. You're triggered by like even looking at yourself for a long time. You're triggered by certain flaws that you have about your body. It makes you feel shame. You don't like, you start to feel down. You catch yourself at a wrong angle, because someone took a photo of you once and it was unflattering and someone made fun of you. And you carry that with you still now today. Because, if we were really feeling healthy and secure around our body image, then people can say whatever they want, or I can look however I want, really, but I'm not going to shame myself and I'm not going to feel disempowered by my own body. So there's a trigger in there, there's a wound, there's an original source pain. And, we might feel jealous as women sometimes of other women, of other people's success, especially women. Jealousy is real, it's the shadow of sisterhood. But behind that jealousy is an untapped reservoir of so much energy that you can use to put toward your dream and experience so much success and so much ease and flow in your life. So we are forensically investigating, in a way, the things that produce discomfort in our body. And instead of expecting, and I really want everyone to hear this, instead of expecting someone or something else to show up and take that pain away and rescue you from that pain is the signal and the message from your body to say, hey, I need you. Hey, I need you, not anyone else. I need you to turn toward me and to go within. Okay, because a lot of us are living in a world where we feel so perpetually triggered that our central nervous systems aren't even balanced anymore. We're so on edge that we're in fight or flight all the time. And that's probably normal if you grew up in a vulnerable or an aggressive environment. Your central nervous system is already edgy. Okay, and that's when we feel triggered and we feel that anxiety, that powerlessness, that depression, that helplessness, that panic, pure panic, like, oh, what am I going to do? Okay, all behind all that pain is your body asking you to turn toward yourself with love and awareness. Okay, triggers are treasure. And we really can get to a place in our life where we've been so honest with ourselves about taking personal responsibility for our pain, going into the trigger, learning the information about why that trigger came to be in the first place, and know that it's no longer serving us. We can let it go. And when we let go that trigger and that belief system, think about how now in your life from that day forward, you open up so much energy in your life and you are high flying at a higher vibration more of the time because you've let go of something that's been like an ankle around your weight and pulling you down vibrationally. How do you know it's pulling you down vibrationally? Because you just don't feel good. And as women, we get to start prioritizing how we feel and how we be over anything that we're doing, okay? I really believe that we can set boundaries for ourselves. We can stand up for ourselves without becoming angry, upset, nervous, or anxious at the same time. And all of that has to do with trigger work and becoming less triggered by life and taking responsibility for where we can go in, turn to face that pain, that sensation in the body, that signal, and really let it go. So that our new belief systems about life, when we're able to move through the world with more fluidity, because we're not so tight in our bodies, when that happens and our vibration goes up, guess what? People love to be around you and they don't know why. You show up, you're clear, you're in a good vibration, you're not easily triggered. As soon as you leave that space, people are like, wow, who is she? I don't even know, but there's something about her. She has a mystique. She's unforgettable. She has a mystique. The reason why they're saying that is because they just felt good around you and they don't know why. And they're not even really conscious about the case that that's, why they like you so much, but you made them feel good because you showed up with a vibration that wasn't so clogged with all this energetic interference and pain, keeping you stuck basically in the past, keeping your central nervous system stuck in the past, and this is where we can really get more into shadow work and trauma work. But for now, this tool that I would like to share with all of you spellbinding women is that the next time you feel triggered, I want you to try and be aware of that. I want you to just feel in your body, if someone gives you some light criticism and you go, and you tense up and you kind of forget to breathe, okay? That's a great, that's feeling triggered. That's what feeling triggered is. It's like this automatic impulse and we can't stop it from happening, but once it's happening, we can be aware of it. And instead of trying to numb it or avoid it or ignore it, I want us to start turning toward that and say, okay, I'm aware right now that I am triggered. And you know what, body, self, inner child, I am listening. I am listening. And what information do you have for me? Okay, what information do you have for me? Next time you're feeling triggered and you might not be able to address it right in the moment, that's fine. Take a mental note, say, I love you, I'm listening, and we are going to get through this together. Because you're feeling that pain, that's a signal from the body saying, hey, I need you. I need you. Okay, so 1 second. Beautiful. Okay, so the other superpower that we have, ladies, is the womb. And the womb is our whole wombiverse. There's a whole universe in the womb. It stores all kinds of information and memory about our life, all kinds of trauma. If you're really interested in going even deeper with this work of being with your triggers, then I recommend running a bath or going out in nature to a place where your central nervous system is super relaxed. And you can have some private time to yourself and you put your hand on your womb space and you say, what information do you have for me? And you can think about those times throughout the day where you felt triggered. And you can bring those into conversation with your body directly through conversation with the womb. That's very, very powerful. Okay, so that's a tool that I recommend for you guys. Okay, is this resonating so far? Do you guys know what I mean when you get that prickly sensation of I don't like this, or suddenly I'm so angry, or oh, it doesn't feel good when I attack people like that, but I just can't help it, or it doesn't feel good to think so poorly of myself, but I just can't help it. I can't get that negative self-talk out of my head. I can't help but in those situations feel nervous or shy or like I'm not enough. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to the second element of the spellbinding woman. Ladies, this one is one of my favorites, okay? Because how many of you, please let me know in the chat, how many of you as little girls played make-believe, dressed up, had costumes and like a costume chest that you pull out all the dresses, all the jewelry, everything was too big. You dress up in your mom's clothes, you'd put on her makeup, and you would embody her in front of the mirror. You'd feel like you were, an adult, but it was real to you in that moment. Like, how many of you were daydreamers? How many of you would rather look out the window and kind of get lost in this fantasy about life as a little girl, and you'd come up with these elaborate scenarios, okay? How many of you believed in mythical creatures? Like, they were real, right, guys? The fairies, the mermaids, it was real. The unicorns. Yeah. How many of us feel that way? How many of us were like that as little girls? And you know what? She's still there. She is still there. She has not left. And we need to invite her to come play a lot more, because the second element of the spellbinding woman is radical imagination. It's radical imagination. Okay, we get to believe in magic. Ladies, we're making magic real again. Okay, it never went away. And it was inside us when we were little, and we remember that. Okay, radical imagination means you are limitless and you get to dream big and you get to feel lit up by what excites you in life. You are infinitely loved to do whatever you desire in this universe. You are limitless. There are no limits on any of us except the ones we put on ourselves. Okay? Dreaming big, it gives you something to live for in life. It adds so much meaning to your life. And so by being radical in terms of our imagination, we get to visualize a lot more often what we want in our lives. We get to embody and play make-believe and pretend, because that's how you manifest really fast and really well, is that it's all up here in your consciousness. It's all in the mind. Any of you interested in Hermetic law, the Kabbalion, one of the first laws of creation is that everything is mental, everything is mind, everything is consciousness. Consciousness didn't evolve in humans, it was there prior, and we developed it, and now we hold a seed of source consciousness within us all. We are all gods. We all have access to that limitless potential to dream. Our mother universe, grandmother universe, she dreamed us into being, and now we carry a seed of her and we can dream whatever we want. And that's why radical imagination is so critical, because you guys, once you start freeing up your energy field and you're working on these triggers and you're really committed to that, and it's okay that a lot are coming up at first, but slowly, slowly, you integrate them with more love and awareness into your being, you're freeing up more energy, you're going to start manifesting a lot faster. And we're manifesting all the time, whether we're aware of it or not. I want you to consciously manifest exactly what you want by knowing in your body, by imagining in yourself exactly what you want for your life. Okay, and shit's gonna come up, I get it. You can't do it, you can't afford it, you're not pretty enough, you're not young enough, all the things. And this is where I can't be more grateful at all for those limiting beliefs that I have had about myself, and the fact that I came from a place of having such low self-esteem and such low self-worth. And now, just by allowing myself to dream, in order to have more of what I want in my life, I just need to develop more self-love, more self-belief, and more self-worth. And the more I'm able to anchor that through this process of really allowing myself to dream big, my whole world changed. And it comes from such a beautiful place of rediscovering that self-worth within you. Okay, and this is healing. This is so, so healing. That level of self-belief in yourself and belief in the universe, we'll talk about that in a second, okay? Right now, I just want to give you a tool. I want to give you a tool that, again, it's going to sound so simple that you might not give it the credit it deserves. Okay, how many ladies here like Starbucks every once in a while? It's totally fine, no judgment. I like a Starbucks. And when I'm in the States, you know what feels really good every once in a while? Going through the drive-through and just having someone pass me a really nice iced coffee. And I place my order and I go around the corner. I don't even have to get up or move. Really, I'm just driving a little bit. And then that drink comes through. It's so good. Okay, this is like the universe. This is a metaphor for the universe. It's like getting your Frappuccino from Starbucks. You place an order, ladies. You place an order and it comes. That's how the law of attraction works, okay? And in this really simple exercise I'm about to share with you, you can start seeing it in action in your life. I just want you to have a think about 5 events, things, opportunities, people, situations that you want to attract into your life. Maybe it's a financial goal. Maybe you really want to get your eyebrows microbladed. Maybe you really want to go on a spiritual retreat. Okay, write down whatever those things are. There's no judgment. You're limitless, baby. You have what you want. Have what you want. Okay. I will say it's nicer to manifest from the heart because you're typically happier in the long run. If you manifest from ego, you'll get it. You might not be fully satisfied with it. Who knows? You're going to learn your lesson along the way, though. Okay. I'm not here to tell you what you're going to manifest in your life. That's up to you and your path. But I want you, every morning, you have those 5 things. And I want you to imagine that you are at the drive-through window. And you're ordering each of these 5 things off the menu. And you say, I order this. I order a spa day. And I want you to take 1 minute and visualize using your radical imagination, ladies, make believe, call forward that little girl to come and play with you. You have a minute to pretend as though you already have that thing. How does it feel? How does it feel to be at the spa? How does your body feel? Do you feel rejuvenated? Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel excited to have a facial? Do you really just love the feeling of the sauna? You can smell the sauna. You can feel your body relaxing. Okay, take 1 minute of visualization for each of those 5 things on the list. You just placed your order to the universe. And when you wake up each morning, and if that can be one of the first things you do in the morning, then you will start to see things appear in your life. How often and how long do you want to do it for? I would say that you speak it till you see it. Okay, so you're going to keep reinforcing it until you see it, but also with a healthy level of detachment. And we're talking about that as well at number 4. But this is it, you guys, just the drive-through. Okay, 5 things at the drive-through. 5 things. Okay. The third element of the spellbinding woman, unshakable faith in the universe. Wow, that lady with the red lipstick just told me to go to a drive-through in my mind and order 5 things and they would come. That sounds crazy. Does that sound crazy? That's okay, you guys. Guess what? You're not normal. You're here right now wanting to be a part of this masterclass. You're a unicorn. You are not normal. You are a magical woman. You are a good witch. You are a magical spellbinding soul. And it's okay that it sounds crazy, and it probably sounds crazy to a lot of people. And, we can feel exiled at times for our beliefs by believing in the universe, by having unshakable faith in the universe. But I'm sorry, there's no getting around this. This is essential, and this is mandatory for all spellbinding women, is to make the universe your bestie. Unshakable faith. Unshakable faith. That means faith in your intuition, because you know that your intuition is a message straight from the universe. It's a download straight from the divine. Okay, you have unshakable faith in yourself and your intuition. You feel a call, right? You feel a call into the unknown, into an alternative lifestyle, into a more magical way of living. But that brings up a lot of fear sometimes because it's the unknown. It's the unknown. But when we have unshakable faith, we can take 1 step at a time into the unknown with unshakable trust. Clarissa Pinkola Estes in Women Who Run with the Wolves, she says, please go out to the woods or your life will never begin. Go into the unknown where you feel called, where those big dreams are taking you, because as you learn to trust your impulses and trust your intuition a little bit more, step by step, you are going to get to where you want to go. And the path isn't paved and clear before you. You don't get a map, but you get your intuition and you get to have unshakable faith in the universe. Okay, all those ladies out there who said you used to believe in fairies, well, guess what? Fairies and faith have the same root word. We believe. We believe without seeing it happening around us all the time. It's an invisible force. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's the point of faith, is that you believe. That's it. We have unshakable faith. Okay. I don't know how many of you are Frozen fans, but that's why Elsa gets a whole song about it in Frozen 2, Into the Unknown, because she's a witch and she's developing her powers. Okay. She says, every day's a little harder as I feel my power grow. But there's part of me that longs to go into the unknown. You better go. You better go, because there's blessings and miracles and so much waiting for you out there. And you got to trust the universe. And you trust yourself that you are loved by the universe, that you are limitless and infinite, and it is possible for you, and it's calling you for a reason. And don't silence that voice anymore. We're done with that. Okay. We're also done with being in the energy of like really wanting something and needing something to happen so much. And have you ever been in that situation and it just slips away and you push it away? Because as ladies, it's a little easy for us to get a little obsessed, a little psycho sometimes. Okay. It happens, you know, a little too. I'm going to make that happen. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I can make a plan. I can make a spreadsheet. It's not going to go wrong. I'm going to make it happen. Lean back, honey, and let the universe come in. And let it come in, because we need to shift from the needing energy and the forcing and making things happen. We're going to shift into having energy. Feels different in your body to already have what you want, doesn't it? Feels a lot better. Feels a lot better. And so we're done with needing. We have, because we know that the universe will provide for us whatever we wish for from the heart, and we believe will happen for us. You already have it now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have it already, universe. I know that I have it. Even if I don't see it, I believe so much in the energetic, vibrational reality of it as a potential. I know it's possible. I believe it's possible. I'm not seeing it now. It doesn't matter. I know it's possible for me. I know it's possible for me. Okay. Sometimes in life we lose faith. Sometimes it's hard for us to have faith in the universe because something really hard happened. Are there any Outlander fans in the room? Okay, I know I can say this because I know there are some witchy women here. Who else is obsessed with Outlander? Oh my God, it changed my life. I love it. Spellbinding woman. Claire Fraser, spellbinding woman. She has a miscarriage. And she named her baby girl Faith. But in those moments, that's when she lost faith. She lost faith after that. She really did lose, she lost her faith. But it's the journey back to her faith that allows her to then, you know, go back in time through the seeing stones in Scotland and reunite with her soulmate and live happily ever after. She developed that faith to know that she could just trust this feeling inside of her that he was alive and she was going to go back. You guys have to watch Outlander if you haven't seen it, okay? But the point is, it's bad things will happen to us. Bad things can happen to spellbinding women. We trust in a higher purpose. We trust in a higher design. And we have faith, okay? Because that losing of the faith, it's just there to help us find it again, okay? And so with that unshakable faith, we're gonna be a bit more detached from needing to make things happen in our lives, okay? We're gonna be more detached, we're gonna be more easygoing because the universe has our back. And I'm gonna give you a little exercise right now to prove to you that the universe has your back, okay? This one's really, really powerful. I want you at some point by the end of today, I want you to walk up to your window or go outside and look at the cosmos, look at the universe and say, I'm here, I love you, but I need a sign. Do you know what it is that I want? And do you know where I can find it? That's all you're gonna say. You're gonna look up the big universe and you're gonna say, okay, I'm giving this a chance, universe. I'm out here talking to you like a crazy spellbinding woman. And I'm here, I'm listening, I'm open to this, I need a sign. Do you know what I want? And do you know where I can find it? And within the next 24 hours after you do that, I want you to be aware of the impulses that you feel and the synchronicities that appear in your life, and see if you have received the answer. Okay, so that's your tool for unshakable faith. Okay, and that is non-negotiable. Okay, so we've talked about turning pain into power with wholehearted self-inquiry, looking at our triggers, investigating, being aware, present, compassionately present with our triggers. We've talked about radical imagination and visualization and using make-believe, using the playground of your mind. Okay, this is your inner world, and no one can take that away from you. So we're going to start maximizing that a lot more. Okay, we've talked about unshakable faith. That means, yeah, it's okay to doubt. You know, it depends on where you're at with your relationship with the universe, but let the universe help and come in and start showing you. Okay, and once we start having that relationship of faith with the universe, there's no going back. There's no going back. Okay, took a lot of leaps of faith for me to get to where I am today. It took a lot of really I'm gonna go back to school again. I already had a master's degree, you guys. I was had a career track. I felt the intuition, go study herbalism. And I was like, no, I can't, I'm a white girl. That's not culturally appropriate. And the universe was like, we do not care. You go study the plants. You have studied how all these things across the world are disappearing. And I had, because I was studying ethnobotany, anthropology, traditional plant medicine, indigenous cosmology. And it was it's time to start reading in textbooks about how all these things are disappearing. And it's time to start going out into the world and carrying these gifts out into the world. And I looked up herbalism school, and there happened to be one 3 hours away from where I was living at the time. Okay, so that's having conversation with the universe. That's me hearing my intuition, acting on my intuition, and seeing wow, that's a crazy synchronicity. The best herbalism school in the entire country is 3 hours away from where I'm living now. And I just broke up with my boyfriend, and I don't have a penny, and my brother just passed away, and this is crazy. I was working for the UN. That's pretty good, right? According to a lot of people. But you have unshakable faith. Just like I had unshakable faith when I moved to Switzerland, you guys, the most expensive country in the world, to start my business. I didn't have a business before that. It's not like I had saved up a little bit with my business, or I was making a little residual income. Nothing, zero. I started from scratch here in a country that doesn't speak English very often. In a new language. No savings. That was a leap of faith. Everything here, though, came together to help me bring my practice into being. Okay, it was a huge leap of faith for me to be talking to Sean on the internet. Okay, we had met in real life, you guys, if you know our love story. It's a long story. But we had met in real life, but we were just chatting over Instagram. He was in Florida. I flew in the middle of the pandemic across the world when you're not supposed to travel and stuff, to go see Sean and see if I even liked him, to get to know him. My intuition was telling me yes, signs and synchronicity. My conversation with the universe, it was so strong. It was a full yes for me, even if it looked crazy to other people. Okay, it's okay if you look a little crazy. You're not normal. It's a good thing. I love that about you. Okay, finally, this is the juiciest one. This is the last element of the spellbinding woman. Okay, and then I'm going to open it up to a little bit of Q&A and but we're going to talk about this last point because this is the this one is a little bit sexy, you guys. Okay, this one, use at your own discretion. We use these things for good. We use these things for good, okay, for mutual benefit and with integrity. Okay, the fourth element of the spellbinding woman is all about receiving. You're going to become a master receiver because I want to see you as that gorgeous little spider in the middle of that web, and everything comes to you. Okay, this is a really important piece about getting what you want. Energetically, spellbinding women have this vortex around them that is just magnetic. It's attracting, it's pulling all kinds of things into her life because she has practiced the art of receiving. The more we begin to receive, that vortex gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger all the time. And then all these things just end up in it. All these things end up in our web. It's just crazy. But we have to start in like little ways at the beginning. It compounds over time, but we get better at receiving, and receiving means relaxed. Receiving means that feminine energy of relaxed receiving. You're not moving anywhere, okay? I'm sorry, the sperm goes to the egg, not the other way around. You receive. Okay, you're receiving and you're relaxed about it. It's natural, it's who you are, it's what we do, we receive. We're women, we're spellbinding women, we receive. That means receiving compliments in a relaxed way. The next time someone gives you a compliment, I want you to receive it in a relaxed, thank you. Just hold it, just receive it. There's nothing else you have to do. There's no doing in that moment. There's just being and receiving. You just receive. How about receiving a gift? Same thing. I want you to just receive it and be in a moment of gratitude and being, I'm like, wow, thank you. Next time your man does something for you, okay, really turn to him with a lot of gratitude and just say, thank you. It feels really good when you do that. Okay, receive cat calls. I'm serious. I know we have a lot of feminists in the room. I'm a feminist. Okay, I don't believe in all of this weird like news, like language around like making feminism politically correct and aggressive. And you know what? It's about women having the same rights as men. And at the same time, if you receive a cat call and you're able, you feel safe, okay? I'm not saying this is like in a really unsafe situation, but you're just walking down the street and there's a guy and he whistles from his car and he keeps going and you're walking. I just want you to say to yourself, thank you. Really, you guys, really, because the more we start receiving, it's like, boom, this vortex gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then more people are opening the doors for you wherever you go. You receive more invitations, you receive more opportunities, you receive more abundance. You're activating this vortex of receiving all around you. Okay. What else does having an open body mean? Like this receiving, being able to receive with an open, relaxed body. A lot of us, when we're sitting or we're in conversation with people, we're really leaning forward on like the edge of our seat. And I want to encourage you to practice leaning back in your throne and just lean back more. And that will put you in the energy of receiving automatically, just by using your body to like lean back. I'm not on the edge of my seat. I'm not waiting to jump in and interrupt you in the middle of what you're saying. I'm not waiting to say what I have on my mind. I'm not waiting to fix your problem. I'm leaned back. I'm just receiving whatever is happening in this moment right now. I don't feel the need to act or chip in or fix, you know? And I think some of us here, I mean, raise your hand if you feel like you're a little bit of a healer. You might not call yourself a healer, but you care about helping and nurturing others, right? You're interested in healing. You're interested in healing for your highest good. Well, we all know about mansplaining, right? I think there's a thing called heel-splaining, and that us ladies have a little bit of a problem with it, where we just jump in without permission. Someone's described a problem that's going on in their life. Oh, have you tried these different herbs for your cycle? Oh, well, why don't you just go and take a salt bath? Oh, well, you know, have you tried breathing and counting from 1 to 10? And we're just here heel-splaining things to other women all day long. They did not ask for that necessarily. It's great if they ask and we have something we can contribute. But if they didn't, you know what, just lean back and just receive what they're saying and saying how they feel. And that's enough for you right now. And this is another piece of like, if you're able to just receive someone, right? You're not taking it on, you know, you're receiving, you're there, and they were able to talk to you about what's going on for them without being interrupted or made to feel anxious that they might not be doing enough. They like spending time around you. It makes them feel good. Makes them feel good. Spellbinding women are just really natural at helping to make other people feel good. And you know what? That's what we really care about when it comes to, you know, I think about Beyonce. I love Beyonce. You know, I want to go and be at the front row of her concert. I am such a big fan. I don't know her as a person. Okay, I see her music, I see what she's about, I see what she does, and she just makes me feel wow. Spellbinding women make people feel things. They make people feel wow, not because of anything they're doing, but just because they're relaxed in who they are. Okay, Beyonce, spellbinding woman for sure. Okay, we're gonna use more feeling statements. That means instead of telling people what we're doing, if they ask how we are, oh, I was super busy today, la, la, la. Just say how you're feeling. Just say, I feel energized today. I feel a little drained right now. I feel, you know, if you're talking to your man, you're talking to your partner, and you want to say something like, ooh, God, baby, I feel so sexy when you make dinner like that. It makes me feel so relaxed, and I just feel so relaxed, and it turns me on a little. Oh my God, now he's yours. You just told him about something about going on in your body that feels good, and he's making that happen for you. You're just speaking the language of how you feel, and he will be wrapped around your finger, okay? You're not lying. You're just saying how you feel in your body, okay? We're gonna practice as we're leaning back in our throne. Relax the yoni, relax the hips, relax the womb, relax this whole lower body area, okay? When you relax your yoni, you relax your throat at the same time. You're gonna laugh more. You're gonna smile more the more relaxed you are. This is contagious. This is the quality of the spellbinding woman. Okay, she's warm. She has this warmth about her because she's really present in her body and how she's feeling, and she makes space for other people to have that experience as well. And again, people walk away feeling like really good after interactions like that. And that's your mystique, that's your power. Okay. And when we get up in our head and we're not thinking about feeling statements anymore, we're thinking about how we're going to pay this bill, or what we're going to wear to this event, or someone said something about us that, you know, has been getting to us. We get back up in our head. If you get really good at feeling what's going on in your body, you'll notice that when you're more intellectually or mentally stimulated, you're going to feel like more heat and energy and tingling up here. And it's going to be like everything from here down just went numb. And you're cut off from your power when that happens, because when you are connected to how good you feel in your body from moment to moment, and you're able to have that happen to you more and more and more of the time, you guys, because you're turning to face and heal those wounds, those triggers, you're just naturally feeling in love with life. Like, people can't come at you anymore and tell you mean things if you don't believe that about yourself. You're not a match to that anymore. And you're vibing high, and more comes, and it compounds and it compounds and it compounds. Okay. This is really, really powerful. Your whole life starts to change because you're allowing yourself to be in a higher vibration.